Hello, everyone. This is the Football is King show. We are getting ready to add my co-host Jay. Let me just add him here in a minute. And here he is. What's up, Jay Dollar? How you doing?
What up, broski?
Well, we're going to be starting our something we've already been kind of doing here lately, but we're going to be doing it in a different way. We're going to be doing it through TikTok and through YouTube. But the purpose of this is to do a show about the Louisville Kings, a new professional football team that is going to be here in the state of Kentucky, in Louisville. And where did my pen go? I lost my pen. But anyways, we're going to be covering this team. We've already done a podcast about it, and we're now going to be doing a live show. I don't know if anybody's going to be on here in particular at the moment, but eventually they will be able to see this on YouTube. But Sia's already sending a sticker. That's the fun that we have here on Football's King. But Jay, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Doing all right, man. I think we got to talk about this. I do not want to mention their name, but we seems like we have a little bit of competition, don't we?
We got some competition going on, big dog.
Yeah, I'm going to put this out there. We were the first to do it.
That we was.
There's proof. There's proof. We were the first. We were the first to get out there and cover them. Now, I'd like to think that those guys took our idea.
They did.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know if we can confirm that, but
let's just go ahead and confirm it.
It's possible. It is possible
because we was the first ones to cover.
We were. I mean, we did a recording. I'll say it. Thank you for the money gun. I mean, we did a podcast recording, but we're going to be doing more of a video. I think a video show. Kind of, I guess it'd be like our own little version of the Uncle Shay Shay show, right?
Right.
A little cleaner. But we'll go ahead and get into what we're talking about because we're going to be sending this on YouTube. But we're excited about a pro team coming to Kentucky. We knew, I think, since August maybe.
August, yep.
The team was going to be coming, and I mean, when we heard the announcement that it was definitely going to be in Louisville, and then we heard about the logo, the team name, all that. You and me got real excited about it. We wanted to jump on that right away.
Right away, yep, we sure did. Also, not to mention, the Louisville Kings were looking for a mascot, and my boy Connor here he had a great idea, got it from AI. Hey, it looks nice. It looks nice.
I think right now on Facebook, I'm still in the lead for that. I know recently they shared it on Twitter and Instagram, but I think they're going to take all the top guys, take like their the top ideas, and then let people eventually vote on it. I think maybe later this month, or at least in December. But it seems like by the end of December, that decision will be made. And whenever that comes out, and you can actually vote on it, which right now, if you can get on the Facebook page, you can see mine. You can look up my profile on there, Connor Fear. Go to the comments. You can see my logo and my mascot design, and like it up. That way, the more likes I get, the better chance I get at getting that out there in a voting pool. So that's our goal right now. But Jay, let's go ahead and kind of get into it because we already talked about it a little bit, but we'll kind of do a recap of what we already discussed in our podcast before. We shared that on Facebook and a lot of different platforms. You can get on Podbean, and it's on there.
You can find our latest episodes on Podbean.
And we also do a little bit of everything football show as well. We'll be
Yep.
doing some of that, but we talked tonight. We want to get back on here and talk about the Kings a little bit, talk about some of the stuff we've talked about in the past. But just to kind of go through the timeline of what all happened. But there was an announcement. 3 different teams from the UFL were disbanded. You have the San Antonio Brahmas, the Memphis Showboats, and the Michigan Panthers. Some of those were a little bit of a surprise, but we got some of the details on why those teams got disbanded. It makes sense. Seems like right now, Jay, they're kind of doing just a restart on the UFL.
Yeah, they're getting rid of a few teams and starting fresh.
It does seem like it's a complete restart. Which spring football's kind of been a thing. I mean, it was a thing in the '80s.
Yep.
It started back in 2019. I mean, there was a few leagues I think in the 2000s, but none of them could really get off the ground. In 2019, we had the AAF. That was really, really fun, and they almost made it a full season. Then they lost money, and they actually just stopped, I think, right before playoffs. I think it was before that season started, we had the XFL with Vince McMahon.
Yep. Vince McMahon ran that one.
So in 2020, the season started right after the Super Bowl. That was really, really fun because there was going to be spring football. Then COVID happened.
That's true.
COVID happened and halted that, and then the XFL kind of, completely stopped pretty quick right after COVID happened. And it seemed like the XFL was trending in the right direction. They had a lot of views. The St. Louis Battlehawks were getting ready to add fans into the top section there at that stadium.
Yep.
And, COVID happened. The league kind of shut down. We didn't know if we were going to get a league or not. And then we ended up getting a league back. The USFL announced that they were going to start. So we had the USFL come back. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
No, because they had some of the games at the Hall of Fame there in Canton.
Yep.
They had some fans there.
They had a lot of fans. For it to be a XFL game.
USFL, yeah.
Sorry, UFSL. They had a lot of fans.
They did. The championship game, they were able to fill that stadium up. I think it's a 20,000 seat stadium. Might be a little more than that.
It might be a little more.
They were able to, they had 2 championship games there. I know those were pretty full, but then later on, the XFL started back. I thought there was a lot of good things.
There was a lot of good things.
You definitely have good fan bases with the St. Louis Battlehawks. You got the DC Defenders. They get a consistent fan base, but the other teams have kind of been lacking. So that's kind of why there's been a restart, you could say, with some of the teams that they got. And we got the announcement of 3 new teams. So we got the Louisville Kings, the Orlando Storm, and the Columbus Aviators. Most of the teams are going to be moved to new stadiums. They're going to be playing in soccer stadiums to have smaller fan base, but at least be able to fill up the stands to where on I'm pretty sure on television it looks like there's a good fan base there and everything. So looks like they got a good thing going. They're kind of mirroring that model with those soccer teams that play in those stadiums. They got you got the MLS, but most of the stadiums are going to be those teams that play in the USL.
Yep.
That league has really been taking off. Our state's got 2 different professional teams right now. We got Louisville and Lexington. They got both men's and women's
soccer.
And Louisville is really taken off with that. The women,
they really have. The women are really good.
Yeah, Racing Louisville, they really they got a really good fan base there, and ever since the announcement came out with the Louisville Kings, it seems like the fan base is really starting to pick up.
Yeah.
Even though I mean, there's not a lot we know about the team right now, other than we know about the logo, the team
The
colors.
colors. Yep.
Um, but we know what stadium they're going to be playing in. There was some news broke earlier last week that right now, as far as the season ticket deposits, those are going really, really well right now.
Yep.
Better than the other two new teams, which is it's
That's really good.
a good sign. But I mean, Jay, when they announced the colors and the logo and everything, what do you think?
I mean, I figured, they would stick with, the red and black, or because you got the Louisville Cardinals, and then you got the what is it?
Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, the Kentucky Wildcats. I figured they'd kind of stick with, the horse, or the thoroughbred kind of thing. But
I mean,
I mean,
that's definitely what they're doing with the Kings logo. Because
yeah,
if you look at the history on why they decided to go with the Kings and the logo, um, they they're doing it off of King Louis the 16th, I think,
yep,
and then also the King of Sport in Kentucky is horse racing. So
right.
those two go hand in hand. I was not expecting.
No, me either. Like I said,
I
I
wasn't
figured they would.
expecting green and the green.
No, like I said, I figured they would stick to the red and black.
Well, my prediction was I thought they were just going to move the showboats to Louisville and either call them like the Kentucky showboats or something like that.
Showboats, yeah.
I think Kentucky showboats would have
Kentucky Showboats was sounded a little better than
Louisville, yeah. Um, and I'm not really a fan of the showboats logo and colors. Like the logo ain't bad, but the the colors and then the jerseys, I never really was a fan of it.
I wouldn't know. I agree.
And we still don't know where they're going to distribute the rosters from those disband teams, but it does seem like the Showboats is going to be the roster. We're going to get whatever's left of that roster.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
The one team that I really liked was the St. Louis Battlehawks. I really liked their jerseys, and their whole setup.
oh yeah, they got a great fan base. I mean, they're able to. I mean, on average, they're anywhere from 28 to 30,000 fans, and they play in the old Rams Stadium, indoor
Yeah.
stadium. I mean, they fill the bottom section, and then they open up seats in the top section. So it's gonna get. I mean, it's building, which is good.
It is. It is.
But instead of there just being two fan bases, there needs to be more because they do a playoff with 4 teams, and hopefully
Hopefully,
team
in
that
the
we're
coming years, there's more teams coming.
well, we know that. It sounds like they got a good plan with that. Hopefully, the team that we get though is a good enough team to make the playoffs. I feel like we're gonna have a good fan base, but we're gonna have to win some games because I feel like if not, we might lose
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be a bad turnout.
Not, yeah, and like out of all those rosters too that they're going to be passing out, Michigan was really really good last year.
Yep.
Made it to the championship. Now they did lose to the DC Defenders, which that was actually my team. Before I found out that there was going to be a team closer, I was ever since the start. I just thought the DC Defenders was going to be good. I liked the roster that they had back when in 2020, and then when they came back, they brought Jordan Teamu back, and
Yeah.
they've always been a contender. They've had a fun fan base with the beer snake and the throwing the lemons in the end zone. And I'm hoping that's what our fan base is going to be like. I mean, the stadium, they got Lynn Family Stadium. That stadium's going to be awesome. I love the design of it. It reminds me a lot of what the Battlehawks play in. And then just right now, I mean, it seems like a lot of people love that stadium. They want to go there. So
Yep.
we're gonna have some.
If I had to pick, I would say that the Battlehawks were probably my favorite team.
Yeah. And I wanted to kind of like the Brahmas too, because
Yeah, yeah.
the Brahmas had nice yellow and black. Destroying. I'm a big fan of his.
I'm a big fan, bro. He does a lot for he does a lot for kids, and I would I thought when we first heard they was getting rid of the teams that destroying would be on the Louisville Kings. Well, we don't know yet, but I'm hoping destroying's on the Louisville Kings, or we kind of get that roster.
I don't. Right now, from the news, I mean, from the little hints that we're getting, it seems like we're getting the Memphis Showboats. But I mean, if I
Yeah,
had to pick,
it'd be nice to get
it
the
would be nice.
Brahmas.
I mean, that was my second pick. Michigan Panthers would be first.
Yeah,
Before they disbanded, they got Matt Corral as their quarterback, and they already had a really good quarterback that helped them get to the playoffs and everything. But that's the best roster out of those three. But looks like those guys are probably going to go to Columbus, and then I would say the Brahmas are probably going to move to Orlando. So that if
yeah.
Destroying is coming back, that's probably where he's going to end up. He'll be in Orlando, but
It'd
um,
be nice. It'd be nice to see him in that light green and dark green.
yeah. Because I mean, if you want to look at the uniforms, and we can kind of guess what they're going to look like. I would say they're going to look kind of similar to what the Guardians had. Because if you remember the Orlando Guardians, they were the same color scheme.
Yeah,
Um, I think I think that's what our uniforms are going to be very similar to. But
I think so too.
yeah, we'll probably have that dark green helmet with the Kings logo. They might have an alternative logo on the helmet if you think about it. That would be cool.
I was thinking about that earlier.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be, but I mean, if it's just the regular Kings logo, that would still be pretty cool. Though.
Yeah,
But but they had a press conference not long after they announced the team. I think they announced the team on a Tuesday. I think it was like the second week of October.
it was.
And then a couple days later, they had a press conference, and we didn't really learn a lot from the press conference other than just the story about how the team got started in Louisville and why they're in Louisville. But we met one of the new owners of the league, Mike Rapoli, who is a big fan of the Louisville area because not only is he a billionaire, but he also is a big owner of horse racing. He's into horse racing, and he's been to the Kentucky Derby many, many times. He still wants to race in the actual Kentucky Derby. I think he's raced in the ones lower than that, but I think he gave a story about how every time he had a horse in there, it got scratched. But he's hoping that this next year he can get a horse in there. But he's really passionate about having a
Louisville
team.
Kings.
Yeah, he's really passionate about having a team, and we kind of heard about his vision for the league and what he's wanting to do, and it seems like they got a really good plan and a good idea in place to get this thing to the next level, you could say. So we really learned about that, and then there's just a few other things that he kind of hinted at. One of the things is the hub that they have for their practices, because during the spring they go to Dallas. All 8 teams are in Dallas. They're practicing. They do their training camp there, and then they usually fly into their towns that they play a day or two before. But he did say that especially the star players of the team are probably going to be there a few days earlier, and they're working on plans to where the teams can be in the city a few days before the games happen, and they can actually practice in their city. So that was good news. And then another thing too is that they're going to do something similar like what the AAF did in 2019. They're going to try to fill the teams with players that are from the area. So like what he said was like a 100-mile
100-mile radius.
100-mile radius from the location. So they definitely are going to be looking at getting guys that used to play at Louisville, used to play at UK, probably some of the other teams, pretty close to the area, maybe Cincinnati. I would say Cincinnati might, be shared between the Kings and the Aviators. But, you got some other schools like, I'm sure maybe Indiana and Purdue could be some teams. You also got teams like, Western Kentucky, EKU, Murray, Moorhead. There's going to be some others too. But if we had to speculate on some players that they need to get into the league and into that team, Jay, who's someone that comes off your mind right away?
We talked about this before, and I'm gonna say Benny Snell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
We
say Benny Snell, or Benny Snell. Benny Snell was the guy back at UK, so I mean it'd be nice to see him in the Kings logo, or the Kings uniform.
see some Benny Snell football back in the bluegrass, man. That'd be
That's
sick.
right.
I mean, I got some information about that. We talked about it on our podcast before, but I follow Benny actually on TikTok quite a bit. He's on there. He usually plays, like college football, Madden. He'll do some battles and some live stuff. But he's on pretty frequently. But I got in on one of his lives, and he communicates with the people in the chat, and I just straight up said, hey, you need to play for the Louisville Kings, and he responded immediately and said, hey, have him hit me up. So he's interested, and I think we talked about it before. We didn't know if he would be interested. He's been out of football for a couple of years. He played. He finished his contract out with the Steelers.
Let's just think about it for a minute.
Mhm.
Benny Snell back in the bluegrass.
I mean, he's young. That's the kind of the target players that they're that they got to look for. It's got to be someone who's still young. You're not going to get a lot of players probably past their 30s unless they're just still, if they didn't get a big contract in the NFL, they're probably, it's got to be almost like an AJ McCarron situation for someone who's probably over 30, right?
Right.
AJ.
So is he still in the UFSL?
No, he hasn't played in that league at all. He just played for the Steelers for 4 years, and then the next year he was on a team, did the whole training camp thing, and got cut there towards the end of the cuts before the season, and he hasn't been on a team since. I mean, he's definitely young enough, and he's healthy. The question is, can he get back in shape to where he can play?
I mean the guy's an athlete, so I bet for him to get back in shape would be hard, but I'd say
I
he
don't
can
think
do
it'd be
it.
too hard, but it depends on if his passion in it, isn't it? I mean, if he answered my question, and I mean he could have said, nah, I'm retired, or
Right.
I don't think
like you.
he is. I think
Right.
we got to get his name out there because
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure the Kings can figure out how to reach his agent and get that conversation
And
started.
it would be real nice to see Benny Snell back in bluegrass, and just out there running people over.
And that they're going to need some good running backs. If you watch
That they
that,
are.
you need a good. He's going to be a good, first and second down or short yardage back, and then they'll need somebody, who can play on those third down situations.
True. Yep.
Kind of do a little bit of everything, can run it and go out for passes too.
Yep.
Another one I think they need to get to if they want to really get some big names that people in this state are familiar with. They need to get Lynn Bowden Jr. in my opinion because he's
I agree. I agree, bro. I mean, that guy, he could do it all.
yeah,
Especially coming out of the backfield, he could catch real well, and like you said, like Benny Snell. But Lynn Bowman was a third down guy.
absolutely.
You need 2 yards. He's gonna get you that 2 yards, or you need 5 yards, or whatever, however many yards.
I mean,
He's getting you them
he
yards.
even played a little bit of quarterback too, so you could run
Yeah.
wildcat with him,
Uh huh.
and um, you know, he he tried to get in the league. He had a chance last year to play for the DC Defenders, and he didn't make the final cuts. He also tried. To get in this Canadian Football League this past spring. He also didn't make it. So I don't know the reasons why he didn't make it before, but I think it's possible that if he's interested still and he has another shot. That's a name that people will get excited for.
Oh, Benny Snell and Lynn Bowman Jr. People can get behind them two guys.
Absolutely. And then there was some rumors here recently that they were, and I'm assuming that this was before they actually were going to make the announcement with the team name and logo and everything, but they were trying to get a coach, and one of the conversations that they talked about recently was Teddy Bridgewater.
John Gruden. Well, also, yes, was Teddy Bridgewater and John Gruden.
Well, it wouldn't have been with the Kings, but John Gruden, they did kind of. Mike Rapoli was with him 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yep.
Probably discussing some things UFL related and kind of speculated what he's going to do. I think Mike Rapoli did say John would be involved in the UFL in some way, but we don't know if he's going to coach or what. But I could see John.
It'd be nice to see John Gruden.
Well, John's having a fun time with Barstool right now, and all of a sudden,
he is.
you see him on TikTok. He's all over the place right now.
Yeah.
I think he's having fun, but you can tell the passion for coaching is there.
It's still there.
I don't think he's going to be back in the NFL. I don't think
I don't think so either.
I don't think that's going to happen. But the question is it college or is it UFL? If you think about it, if he did UFL, he could still do his Barstool Sports. He's not going to be doing a lot of stuff in the spring. So
no,
the UFL.
So let me ask you a question. Where do you think he goes? College or UFSL?
Just it depends on what he wants to do. The UFL does make sense. I think if he's going to do that, and if he's going to coach, I think he would coach at Orlando. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
It just depends. He could coach in the spring and then do his Barstool sports stuff during the fall, and that makes sense to me. But does he want to be a part of that college grind where you're recruiting all year long? You're trying to get the transfer portal, and that would be a full-time job for him.
That's a full-time job. Yep.
He, I think I think he likes the Barstool sports stuff. So.
And he's getting free gear from all the schools. He has to like.
Yeah. We enjoy those box opening videos, but yeah. But we'll see what happens. I wouldn't say it's not it's likely, but I don't know how likely it is. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. They got some good coaches. And they got Skip Holtz at Birmingham, and they got Bob Stoops with the Dallas Renegades. So those guys seem to enjoy what they do in the spring. You did have Wade Phillips at the Brahmas, but last year there was a lot of coaches that right before the season left. You even had Ken Wisenhut at Memphis, and he
even stepped down.
He quit. I think he even came back week 2 or 3 or something like that. Came back for a game or two, and then he quit.
Yeah.
But they had the Brahmas lost their coach, the DC Defenders lost their coach, which it didn't matter. The DC Defenders lost the head coach. He went to Tennessee State there in Nashville. Brought a lot of coaches from that staff with him. Greg Williams was the DC. The defensive coordinator for DC, and you know who Greg Williams is, don't you?
Yep.
He used to be the DC for the Saints when they did what was that? What'd they call that thing? where they were targeting players and all that. He was a part of
Yeah.
it. And then he was a head coach for a little bit. He was a D coordinator at like the Browns, and I think there was another team he was a D coordinator. I want to say
The Raiders, maybe.
the Rams. I think he was the
Rams.
Rams before they moved.
I thought it was the Raiders. It could be the Rams.
I think the Rams before they moved to L.A.
Las
But
Vegas. L.A. Sorry.
yeah, L.A. But I know he was a DC for a while, but he was a DC for the Defenders for up until like week 7 or 8, and then left. And I can't remember. He is a D coordinator for a team right now. I can't remember what team, but maybe might be the Giants or something like that right now. But they lost some coaches. It was a bad look, but it looked good for the Defenders because the coach that stayed, he ended up winning the championship. So
yep.
But we'll find out who the coaches are. I know they're looking for it right now. I have no idea who it's going to be.
No.
It's going to be. I don't know what time frame do you think we'll have a coach announced? I don't think it's going to be this month.
No, I'm gonna say probably January, mid-January.
It'd have to be earlier than that, wouldn't it? I think it'd have to be earlier than that.
Not really.
Well, they're going to start. They're definitely going to be starting to try to put their roster together in February. So,
that's what I'm saying. So, like,
I think it'll be December when we get these.
Okay. Well, you say December. I'm gonna say January. How about that?
Yeah, that would work. I think December, and then January they'll start putting their full staff together.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we heard about that. Anybody else that you think is possibly going to be in consideration to be on the team?
Not right off, but I would like to see some.
There's a name I thought of the other day because he was trying to make an NFL roster recently. What about Devin Leary?
Yeah, Devin Leary's also a good one.
We need quarterbacks, and if we're getting Memphis, I think EJ Perry I think he was the last starting quarterback. He's in the CFL right now, so I don't think he will be signed up.
He's not coming.
No,
right
CFL will not allow those people to have contract negotiations, I think, with outside leagues. So
but
they try to lock those people
right now in the CFL, I think he's doing pretty good in the CFL. So I don't think he would really. I don't know. Maybe if the money was right, he would.
Mm-hmm.
But
the money they're probably making more in the CFL right now, I would say.
Right, but that's what I was going to say. I just don't see him leaving the CFL.
No, I think they had. Troy Williams was the other one. He was all right, but was not consistent. But Devin Leary could come in, maybe be a guy.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be some others we're not even knowing about. Maybe some guys that missed out on the draft or missed out on making a roster. But Devin Leary's one. I'm trying to think of some other. It's hard for Louisville to think of some Louisville players because most of the players that I think that they could get are already on an NFL roster, like Cunningham.
Yep.
He's actually a receiver now, but
and to think when he was at the University of Louisville, he played QB.
Mm-hmm. He was a good one too. I'm sure there'll be some that will come out, but nobody that I can think of that has like big name or big star power or anything like that. But
like I said, it'd be nice, for Lynn Baldwin, and then like we said, Benny Snell would be in the backfield.
What about a guy kind of close to us? He played at EKU, then he finished his last year at Ball State. What about Brandon Sloan?
I forgot about Brandon Sloan.
He'd be a good third down back.
Oh, he'd be a great third down back.
I don't think he got an NFL opportunity. So if he's if he's available and he's interested, that's another guy I'd like to see get.
That'd be a heck of a pickup right there.
There's a couple of guys from EKU I could think of that would be a good. Parker McKinney, you remember him, quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing anything, but I know he's another guy that had an NFL opportunity. I think he had an opportunity with the. Let's see, Devin Leary was on the. He went to training camp with the Ravens. Parker McKinney, I think he had a tryout with the Vikings, but did not make the team.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but he's been out of football for almost 2 years now. I don't know if he'd be in shape or not, and I don't know if he'd be good enough to be a starter. But
not off the rip.
but you need to have a good quarterback room, though. You got to have a good quarterback room.
So, like I said, give him a couple games, get under his belt, and he should be right back in the flow of it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a good quarterback room in that league. So those are a couple names that maybe they should reach out to, though. But
definitely.
But another thing we could talk about. What about potential rivals? Who do you think is going to be our biggest rival off the bat? I think it's a no-brainer. It's probably going to be Columbus.
Yeah, or I'm gonna say Orlando.
Orlando. I can see Orlando being. I think it's gonna. I think the top two is just because they're closest to us. I think it's a no-brainer. Columbus will be our rival. I could see. We're gonna have 10 games. We're not gonna play everybody twice, but we're gonna play mostly everybody twice. I could see us playing Columbus twice, probably one at home, one away. The Battlehawks, I think that's going to be another one. I think that's a no-brainer. I think the Stallions can too, just because of the mascot. If you
yeah,
but it's going to be two horses. Duking it out. So
I also think Orlando could be our rival as well.
Yeah. That and maybe even DC because
or even DC, yeah. But I say Orlando because think about it. In college football, you got Kentucky, Florida, big rivals. So
that's true. That could potentially be a big one for us too. You also got, I don't know. Would you say Louisville and Miami can be a rival now because they've kind of had some good games with each other.
I would say that. In my opinion, I would.
Not the biggest rival, but I would say
not the biggest. No,
they're starting to. I could say they're starting to be a rival with each other. But
yeah, I agree.
But let's see who else. I think that's pretty much it. I think those would be contenders. But I think us and Columbus are for sure going to be. We're not going to like.
I'm gonna say Columbus for 1, Orlando for 2. DC 3, maybe.
I think St. Louis would be the other one. I think St. Louis would be a big rival, just because it's not that far from each other.
Right.
And they got the biggest fan base, so.
Really do, for real.
I think some of those fans will travel. I've talked to some people that are from St. Louis, and they said that their family is all about. They're all
Battlehawks.
Yes, they're all about them, man. Because they got no other than some of the college teams nearby. They got nothing else there, so their team left. So
yeah.
But what else can we? Because we're pretty much recapping what we talked about on our podcast before. So game day expectations. We know about our stadium. It's Lynn Family Stadium. Seems like it's a good venue, good atmosphere there. Seems like our fan base is going to be pretty big. But what are you kind of expecting for the fan base there on opening day?
Opening day, just great football all around and good prices. But overall, my expectations, like I said, just see good football played and
Well,
just
I'm just talking about like the fan. Like, how do you think the fans are gonna be going in like like day one
oh,
opening?
I think they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. I think.
I think we're gonna have a rowdy fan base. It sounds like
Oh
there's a
yeah,
lot of people excited for it, and um,
it's gonna be a rocking.
yeah, I hope it
That rooftop's
is.
gonna be rocking.
What's okay? What do you think? Yeah, Drewski says he thinks it's gonna be packed. What do you think about our run out song? What do you think our run out song should be?
Bro, there's so many good ones. Shoot, I'm gonna say I don't know. Oof. Go
I
ahead.
think
What's yours?
uh, I think just with the history of the team and everything, having to do something with like King, power, royalty. Um, I think it needs to be "Power" by Kanye. I think that needs to be the run out song. I think they should. I don't. I haven't really paid attention to see if those teams do run out songs. Like they do in the
Yeah.
NFL. NFL's kind of
Um.
some of the
What's
NFL
there's one I got in mind right now. Um. Enter Sandman.
that would be a good one. Yeah,
That'd be a real good one.
I think "Power." There's a song. The Kanye song, Paris.
Ninjas in
From
Paris.
from yeah from because Marshall plays that before they play Thunderstruck.
Yep.
That always gets the
Also, I think you took my idea because that's what I was about to say. Ninjas in Paris, but also I think Hell's Bells would be a good one.
Hell's Bells. Yeah, that would be a good one. I hope they have something good like that though, because that would get the crowds going.
Oh, that'd get the crowd rocking.
I would love for us maybe when DC comes there, we can attempt to do our own little beer snake. But I gave you an idea, and I'm gonna keep putting it out there because I don't want people taking it. But I told you I did some research on the stadium. I was curious about what the like drink options are gonna be because we're definitely
Yeah.
interested in that. They're big on Fall City there in the Louisville area, and for the soccer games they sell tall boys of Fall City. And I'm probably gonna sneak a roll of duct tape in there, and I'm gonna make me a sword out of those tall boys, and yeah, I'm gonna wear a king's crown of some sort, maybe even a cape, because I want to be one of the hardcore fans there, and
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna call it Beer Scalibur,
Bill Scalibur.
Beer Scalibur.
Oh, Beer Scalibur. Okay,
Yeah,
Beer
because it's gonna be a
Scalibur. I got
sword
you.
made. It's gonna be a sword made of beer cans, and people can come find me in the stadium. I'll knight them.
Autograph.
Yep, yep. That way we got the beer sword. We got beer Scalibur.
Beer
That can be.
Scalibur.
I think that can be our thing, and maybe people.
I like the idea. I like the idea of it.
Can you imagine like the whole crowd, like say on the end zone, everyone's doing that. We're passing the tape around. We're making swords, and then all of us are
Just
we host the swords up, and I think that would make TV. I think
no, that would definitely make
if we
TV.
did
You
that,
know it would.
I think that would be on TV. So that would be.
That would be funny.
I want Beer Scalibur to be a thing. Yep.
Yeah,
But
I like it.
but right now, I mean, we'll talk more about it. We're going to be heavy on this in the spring. Um, but I'm trying to think. We probably won't do another episode until there's more news coming out. Either uniforms, head coach, it's got to be things like that, and then we'll do more talk about the Kings. We wanted to we wanted to bring back the conversation though, just because we do have an audio podcast that we did before, but now we're going to be doing a video of this, so we're gonna post the recording of this.
And we got some competition, so we're trying to get ourselves out there.
We do got some competition. We were I want it to be known though, we were the first to come up with this idea, because as far as I know, there wasn't anybody really doing podcasts or anything on teams. There's people that have done podcasts and shows on the UFL as a whole, but not just on one particular team. But this is going to be our team. We would love to have a sponsor too, if that's possible. We want to spread this out, get our name out there. This is our thing. We're big fans already. We can't wait for the season, and most of our sponsors. I mean, listen, me and Jay are real easy to negotiate with.
Definitely. I mean, the right deal, and we'll do whatever.
Mostly something local. I mean, I'm hoping we can hit something like Fall City, for instance. If somebody can get,
that'd be nice to get.
If someone can get out there with Fall City and have Fall City sponsor us, we will promote Fall City all day long, man.
All day long.
I haven't
100%.
I haven't tried Fall City, but I'm pretty sure if it's anything similar to any of the other local beer companies in the state of Kentucky, you know me, Jay. I'm a big fan of Country Boy.
That you are. You always have been since I'm
West Six. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. Those are my top three. I'm probably going to get some Fall City here soon just to try it and, say that I love it. I'm pretty sure I will.
I'm sure you will.
I've heard about Fall City quite a bit, so I've almost got it before, but my Lexington brews that I like are always there, so usually that's what I get. But listen, I'm all about local business, especially anyone Lexington, Louisville, or any other towns that want to give us a chance. I mean, we won't ask for much at all, but you want to work out something with us, we're gonna share your name out there. So
we will get your name out there 100%.
Absolutely. But Jay, I don't know if there's any more things we want to talk about. We can maybe.
I think we covered everything on the Kings football.
Absolutely.
Just a recap of it.
We're excited, and we want to talk more about it, especially in the spring. We're gonna be all about this.
All about it.
Yep. Because and you know why? Because football is king. Yep. Football is king. But that's gonna be it for me and Jay. Jay, you got anything else you want to
add? Share it out, lock it up, and get us out there. And I mean, who knows? Next week, week after, whatever, we should, we'd like to have a sponsor, and we will get you out there. We will put your name out there.
Absolutely.
So that's it for me. Peace.
All right. Well, guys, that's been it. My name's Connor. Jay.
I'm Jay.
And this is Football is King. Peace.
Peace.